Well, these days, I don't know.
Yeah, it could be anything. There could be a number in there.
That could be a Q with the front,
or is
buddy.
he a normal person?
There's a silent V.
He's on the edge.
Yeah, he's definitely hipster.
How do we describe
era? He's probably Willis's age. That's what I would say.
Yeah,
which
he's
is right there on the
verge,
cusp
man.
of being that type of weird name.
Yeah.
So I could see.
And
that.
it's the one that's Oregon's best.
Such a weird.
I think I have seen that video.
Yep.
You and 19,000 other people have been bored to death by it.
Yeah, it was really boring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
The part that triggered me was you talked about how he like purposely set up his video for his morning piss, and I was like, oh,
yes,
I know what video you're
really
talking
got
about.
Colin.
It really
you remember that, huh?
It really bugged me.
Yeah, see that. So people that know will know just from that comment, and then I don't know. It's just
I've not seen this, so I won't look for it.
It's not really worth watching, to be honest.
I mean, you could find a lot of videos of people pissing in the woods.
It was just one of those like things we came across, and it was of the moment.
Man, this dude has a lot of Instagram followers. I just now looked him up on Instagram. Impressive.
Well,
but no YouTube followers, or not many, I should say, in comparison to others. He's on the come up.
Let's put it this way: he has under 20,000 subscribers on YouTube, which that's not nothing. It's a good amount.
Yeah,
it's not like a huge amount, but it's something. 384,000 on Instagram.
On Instagram,
that's
interesting.
Big
I mean, that's a lot. Like I think both Ryan and Connor, they both have huge Instagram followings, but they don't have like their YouTube following is not. It like equates to a quarter, if that, of their Instagram following, which is interesting.
How are they on TikTok? Because TikTok tends to translate into Instagram followers, which is weird. I don't understand why. But when you look at stuff by the metrics, you have like 1 million TikTok followers, 500,000 Instagram, and like 39,000 YouTube followers. For some reason, that's the order it seems to be.
Well, according to my teenager, TikTok is dead.
Oh no!
So what are we on now?
I never even got there.
Just letting you guys know.
I never even started.
I was a new thing.
I've been watching reels like an adult.
I don't know what the new thing is.
There is so many good car TikTok, like mechanic TikTok pages.
Yep. Yeah. I'll just wait a week and see it on reels an adult.
You want to watch Dave rebuild some like Cummins and Duramax engines? Those guys are awesome.
Are you being serious? I can't tell right now.
There is some really...
You're all over TikTok?
Yeah, but it's like I'm watching guys
TikToking every
engines.
day, huh?
Like I'm not watching like nurses dance.
I can't believe you just...
Luke the Clock TikTok.
You jumped straight from Twitter to TikTok.
Oh, no.
Everything in the middle, you're like, no, don't care about this.
He runs dual screens, one on each.
I love it.
But Instagram is for losers.
No, I
like Instagram.
It's just for finding it the next week.
It doesn't
like
show
Instagram.
me anything I like that anybody I know posts. It just feels like a constant stream of ads, or like
there are a lot of more
big
ads
pages
now
that pay for higher like SEO, and I don't know. I just get bored with it.
Yep, that's fair. It's also you have to, just like everything else, spend time on it to cultivate the algorithm to show you the things that you're wanting to see.
Yeah.
But when you're spending all your time on TikTok, that's where the algorithms go.
I was desperate to find something to break up the Instagram text thread yesterday, and just scrolled and could not find anything.
Couldn't find anything?
Yeah.
You should have been sending us something bad. Come on.
I just thought about
I was working and half involved and way too involved in that conversation at the same time.
Yeah, it was what it was. It was fine. We definitely should not get into it at all. But
this week on the podcast,
it was something that popped up that I like. I don't find a lot of times where I like need to comment in some of those things, and I was like, you know what, I need to say something. I just have to say something. I have to get, and then as soon as I said it, I was like, I gotta say that I just had to say this. That I don't want to have.
I don't want to say anymore.
I don't want to have a conversation about it necessarily because we don't need to. It's just
needed to say X.
I just had to get that off of my shoulder or my back. I don't know. One of the two.
What I do is I get tired and then I want to talk to people and then I start those conversations. And I don't ever really mean anything, but then I just keep going. And that's the life that I live. I do it to you mostly. You and me hash in that.
He pointed
sense.
at me for the listening audience.
Yeah. Well,
could be any of us. He's talking about the audience. He does that to the audience.
Yes, you, that home.
Speaking of the audience,
welcome to the Campfire Passport Podcast.
Hey, Luke got it.
Somebody,
all right.
I put my hand out there like I might do it, but
Well, I was gonna see if I could lead it into it a little bit differently than that, but that works.
okay.
I saw formerly our number one listener. I mean, he could still be our number one listener. I'm not sure. Today, and I hadn't seen him since last time I was in Las Vegas. I saw Luke's brother today.
Oh.
How's he doing?
He looked
Don't
happy
know.
as can be in his truck. I don't know.
That's good.
We were on the highway and coming into town, and like I didn't know it was him. He was in front of me, and he moved over, and then I went to pass, and Maddie, my daughter, was in the back seat, and like I go to pass, and then I kind of see him like start speeding up. And so like, and then he holds next to me, and I looked over, and he's got his window down. He's like, he's got the grin and a wave, and I was like, oh.
That's awesome.
Gave him the wave, then we kept
great.
going, and Natasha was like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "Well, that was Luke's brother. I haven't seen him since Vegas."
Yeah.
And
Ever since he moved out to Prineville, nobody sees him
and
anymore.
he's like,
Shout out to Andrew.
and she's like, "Oh, how did he recognize your truck?" He says, "You have this?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't know." And then Maddie goes, "Well, he kind of took a double take as you went by, like so. Apparently, he looked over, saw us." And was like, "Oh, I know that guy." And then
He probably pulled that's a cool rig. I must know that person.
Well,
I bet he
I'm
saw
sure
you on
he's
the internet.
Seen it on the internet.
Yeah.
That too.
Yep,
Watched some videos.
Mm-hmm. Maybe listened to the podcast and knew I had bought it also.
Oh, yeah. We've
'Cause,
talked about
like
your
I said,
blue truck.
he could
many
be
times.
We've
the
talked-
number one listener. We don't know. There's no proof of that just yet, but
No,
Just yet.
he had to have seen it because Sean said it was blue, right? So he'd have been looking for the wrong
Right.
color truck.
That's
he
true.
hadn't seen it on the other
Man.
platforms.
Oh, man.
yeah, he was looking for a blue Colorado this whole time.
I still think about it as blue. It's just a very gray blue.
Mm.
Whatever. I'm not like gonna argue or anything. that's what I think.
What do
what
you
I
mean you're
feel.
not going to argue? You've argued it since
know.
day one.
Is this arguing? I am arguing, aren't I?
Yep, you are.
Damn it.
Mm-hmm. You're part of it.
Part of the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to me. You'd be amazed at all the things that I don't say that go through my head.
I
So,
can only
can't-
imagine.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I can
yeah.
only. I don't. You know what? I don't want to imagine. Actually,
I love you guys so much that I keep my mouth shut a lot. And I'm still this way,
Huh. Anything else going on that we should talk about other than Mike's terrible thoughts that he keeps to himself?
All of them.
I don't think there's anything other than the things we've already talked about. I was trying to think if there was like nothing exciting going on right now.
No, we're
No.
kind of in between things.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
we keep canceling trips.
Yeah, that'll
And
happen.
so yeah, there's not a ton of talking points as far as our trips
stuff.
go.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
yeah, it's just more of a what's in the news.
All right. Well, let's do. Let's share our vehicles with the class today. I'm
Mm.
gonna drop mine in the chat.
I put mine in the
Luke,
chat
if
already.
you don't have
They
one,
didn't.
that's
I
okay.
did
but
too.
You
if
know what? I'll have
Oh,
one.
Sure.
Hold
All
on.
right, I figured you would.
Look at that right there.
No,
That's not the chat.
That's the chat.
This is the
you guys.
Sean just
you
dropped
and
his in the same chat.
yeah. Well, yours isn't here.
Mine's.
How
I
is
don't
it
see
not there?
It's
Okay,
not there.
Jesse. I don't
Yeah.
know. So this, while everybody's looking at it, it's an Instagram link. Turns out, a little bit of. I looked at the picture and I was like,
Oh,
This looks like a familiar location. This person's local. This thing is in Central Oregon, and it is a Unimog. Is everybody looking at it, by the way?
before it's getting there.
It's a Unimog.
I saw it.
Oh, great. Now I'm going to... All right, it's a Unimog on 54-inch Mickey Thompsons. Lifted like 2 inches. So it's basically a monster Unimog. And it is awesome.
That's like a Tonka truck is what that is.
That's exactly what Lauren said. If you look at the video of it driving straight on, I'm pretty sure it's got 3 feet of ground clearance in the middle. It's insane. It can't have 3 feet, baby, but like 24 inches plus. Yeah, it might. I mean, it might have 30 inches.
Yeah, it's
a lot.
Because portals and then
that thing's
giant
aggressive.
tires. I mean, whew.
You think that's a bend rig?
It's in Central Oregon. Yeah, this is. I think it's in Sisters, but the Instagram for anybody listening that wants to check it out is Weekender Defender.
He's a Land Rover guy.
Yep, Land Rover guy. Also has like an off-road recovery YouTube kind of presence that I haven't watched, but I was gonna try to see.
Looks like he's got a 40 series as well.
Yeah, Three Creeks Backcountry is his business. But yeah, looks like some cool rigs for sure. He's got a little following, which is nice. But man, this Unimog is sweet. It's got a cool like light set up across the top. The only thing that's kind of weird to me is he's got it set up like one of those monster truck ride setups. Like he's got like 8 seats in the back of it.
Dune Tour truck.
Yeah, which is kind of strange, but whatever.
He's been doing Make-A-Wish for the last 5 years.
Yeah, so it's got 9 seats in the back. I don't know.
Yeah, and that weird like overhead canopy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Setting it up for safari.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, gotta keep the lions out.
Yeah, they're not getting in. Not at that height.
You'd be surprised, Mike.
They can jump. They can jump pretty high.
I don't know
This
if you've ever been
week on
around
the
a cat,
podcast.
but they do some amazing things.
Man, yeah, that thing's
It's rad,
huge.
right?
Yeah, I dig that.
Huge.
Yeah, cool.
I don't know anything else about it, but I love it.
Well, I mean, there's really not much information other than it's a 79.
The way it looks driving is hilarious.
Yeah, that's ridiculous looking. It absolutely is ridiculous.
It really is. I'm just watching it.
Like overly ridiculous.
Like, oh my god.
Man, yeah. Definitely check that out if you're the listening audience.
One of the comments, tires are disproportionately small.
Someone in one of the threads, someone said, "Just curious, why would you put 54-inch tires on it?" And his response was like, "Why not?"
Yeah, well,
that's it.
Duh. Yeah, that
is a silly question.
That is hilarious. Yeah, that makes me curious what the plan is with that. That like snow, I could see snow tours.
Oh man, that'd be cool.
This
What are you doing?
won't let me not.
Yes, it will.
All right.
I opened it up. It
Now
turned the
that-
microphone back on, and then it wouldn't let me click the thing to turn it off. I was just over here pushing it. Go to the video. You can see.
Pull it up on the video.
Mm.
Put Mike's crotch
Just
Play
cam
that
on.
back.
Jamie,
just pushing buttons.
pull up Mike's crotch cam.
Yeah.
But yeah, snow tours.
1.7 million views on that reel. One with it driving like by the deer.
That's neat.
Big amount. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how I hadn't seen it before.
But yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's not quite streetable at the moment. It's
Well,
just his driving
yeah.
it around his neighborhood or whatever.
I don't
currently,
mean
but
like I don't know how I haven't seen it around town. I think more like how
just
have I not seen it on
in
the
passing
internet?
on the internet.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah, he does have some associated people that are following him,
Mhm.
associated with people that are associated with us. So
Associated,
fully associated.
allegedly.
Yeah, 2%ers.
Like the milk?
That's whole.
Oh.
That's all.
Okay, yeah,
Cool.
that's neat. I mean, obviously, like I said, there's not really any information. It's just the internet and
It's just cool.
what we can look at.
well,
So,
and it's
but yeah,
like
that is
I
neat.
don't know what you do to like how do you modify a Unimog? I don't really know.
More than that.
Yeah.
You put big tires.
There's not much that you really need to do. I mean, aside from try and make it comfortable inside, because it's pretty terrible riding and driving inside those things, especially if you've got to do it for a long period of time at any kind of speed.
The farm tractors.
What are the what is the top speed of a Unimog? It's probably like 50, 60 tops.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's geared for 52s.
Yeah, I know. It might go faster if it wasn't, yeah.
In the EU market, they go between 56 miles an hour, but the highest rating looks to be 62.
Ooh,
the Unimog 435,
which is what year? Probably not a 70s
That's like
one.
the newer one.
Yeah, see. The 70s ones can probably barely crack 50 would be my guess.
Yeah, that's slow.
Yeah.
That's real slow.
Yep. That's what farm implements are. Is
it turns out
not exactly highway vehicles.
It's got to be an exciting 60 miles an hour, though.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is.
Honestly, it probably goes a little faster on the 52s because it's got a little bit of overdrive because of the tire diameter. So you probably get that thing up to 70.
Imagine,
and then you don't do it ever again.
I don't want to know what those tires feel like at 70.
Oh man,
in Ozzy's Volvo.
Oh yeah,
like 6x6 on what is it? What are his? Are they?
I think they're 37s. It might be 40s.
No, they're bigger than 37s.
Must be 40s then.
Yeah, I think they're
40s or 42s.
They're 38s or something like that. But
maybe
at any rate, riding in that farm implement, and he kind of yabos that thing around. So I imagine it's quite the ride. I just don't envy a long drive and things like that because of how tired you must be at the end of the day.
Oh yeah,
because of how much input it needs all the time for everything.
But also you're just like wee for the first 48 minutes.
Oh yeah,
and then
I'm sure it's a hilarious time all the way up until it's like, okay, we've been going at this an hour and a half now, and I am beat.
And you got 9 kids in the back for some reason.
I mean, they could be some adults, right?
I doubt
it's not
it.
all kids. Maybe it is.
Who else? Just kids.
I was going to say, at least it would stop because it has air brakes. So
yeah,
the Unimog, that is.
The Unimog, yeah.
All right. Who's next?
Speaking of
Mike,
brakes,
I don't see yours.
A little off topic.
I
on
quit.
The,
I don't care. You're going to look at it.
Can you put Hydro Boost on the Land Cruiser off of a diesel?
Yeah.
I wonder if
I don't think it's a brake holding problem, Luke. I think it's a like low stall torque availability issue.
Yeah, I just think about your left foot braking issue. Anyway, sorry, that was off topic.
No, that's great. Good to have.
Bring it back.
It wouldn't hurt to have a little more braking power, though. I would, that wouldn't hurt. But and there have been people that do it. Although I just, put a new power steering pump in without the Hydro Boost portion, so that's good. After my blocked off one failed, because I blocked the wrong port. If we're being really honest,
that'll get you.
It's a common mistake, I think.
I was like, I'm surprised yours failed.
The internet said that happens to people every once in a while because it's really unclear, like which return you undo, and then you think about it, you're like, it's a return. A return is a return, kinda, except for one aerates the fluid and the other one doesn't. So,
because on the black Jeep, I just put like a bolt in one of them.
I did that too, and I crimped it, but I did it probably in the other one
on the wrong side
because I don't know if you remember how it howled, but
it's a talker. Noise. It's a talker. All right, is my thing in there? Chat now. Or not still?
I don't see it there.
If it's not, then I'll quit.
I mean, how?
I don't know. It's here. It shows it. It says chat. It says right there, the thing. Let me send it to the text thread, I guess. You all can
that'll work. While we're waiting for that, did you see that Toyota recalled 100,000 more vehicles?
Oh, yeah. We haven't talked about that.
That was on my
list we talked about the original.
Hey, there we go. All right, well, we'll hit that then while we're here. So over 100,000 V6 engines in Tundras and Lexuses. Lexuses? Let's see.
I've seen this thing.
What does it say? Potentially serious defect that could affect the performance and reliability. So is this...
Do they say what it is, though?
Well, I remember the first one was that it was like dropping shavings of itself inside, and so I wonder if that is a continued deal.
Well, I think they just clarified what they're doing with those trucks for Tundra. So they're going to replace 100,000 engines. I've seen actually on Mechanic TikTok some videos of top ends of those things with the cams just completely worn flat.
Oh man!
So it's something. It's some kind of. I mean, it says it's a manufacturer defect, which obviously, so it's probably some sort of casting issue or something like that. That is, if it's cams that are getting worn flat, I would.
Well, it sounds like they're just ingesting maybe they didn't clean the blocks properly.
That's what I heard.
Main journals, and so it's
just putting filings everywhere,
blown through the oil galleries before they
blocking things and not getting.
So the Toyota newsroom article says there's a possibility that certain machining debris may not have been cleared from the engine when it was produced. In the involved vehicles, this can lead to potential engine knocking, engine rough running, engine no start, and or a loss of motive power. A loss of motive power while driving at higher speeds can increase the risk of a crash.
Imagine that.
For all involved vehicles, Toyota and Lexus dealers will replace the engine with a new one at no cost to customers. 102,000 of them. I saw someone say that it was somewhere in the range of $1 billion or something.
Yeah, it's probably going to cost 30
at retail money
grand per vehicle.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's They're also.
I'd like to hear how long it takes too.
Oh, I bet they're not ready.
I'm curious.
I bet they don't have
what the turnaround is.
As far as like the actual the job, what it takes to do the job.
Yeah.
Oh man, the flat rate guys will have that down in no time.
Yeah, it's probably like
if all the parts are there.
But
that's what I'm saying. They're going to replace the engine.
They might not have.
They're not
the
getting the trucks out. They're not going to just have
yet.
engines stockpiled, 100,000 of them.
No,
do you see
3 or 4 at a time?
I mean, I wonder if that would be the smarter choice. Would be to just be like, here's another truck. You take this one that doesn't, hopefully, have that manufacturing defect. But
then you got to sell all these used trucks once you put motors in them,
right?
The dealers,
but it's a Toyota, so it'd be easy, and they could do it as I'm sure they could turn it over
certified
as
pre-owned.
Yeah, this is a certified pre-owned from the engine defect, so it's got 20,000 miles on it.
Yeah,
and it's a year old. Like people would eat that up for a, $5,000 knockoff of the price.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's probably so much overhead involved in doing that.
Yeah. I mean, people got good deals on used Jetta TDIs.
Oh yeah. I took advantage of that.
Yeah,
it was great.
There you go.
In the group chat, I also dropped as of day before yesterday, the 5th. There's been now a complaint filed against 2024 Tacoma
for the
transmission failures. Yeah. So
sorry, Luke.
No, that's fine. That was
yeah.
That one I saw like a little blurb about, but I haven't actually done any looking.
I put the Car and Driver article there. It's just like, hey, this is happening, and they don't give you much information other than that.
It's
but
probably, I mean, who knows?
Let's see.
Drive
the
article.
The Drive has a thing.
Luke and I have the same algorithm sometimes.
Really
turns out.
Yeah. 342 miles on a new gearbox, 13 complaints to NHTSA. Yeah, I mean, who knows if that becomes
13.
13 complaints? Wow.
I don't know if that's really
newsworthy in the complaints, huh?
But it is,
It's
how many Tacomas are out there yet?
The thing is,
14 or so.
It's Toyota, so every little issue is going to be highlighted and going to make front page news.
I thought Toyota was reliable.
Yep.
But
why did they put a 4-cylinder in it?
Every Ram 1500 EcoDiesel that needed a new engine 4 years ago didn't really make the news. So
that's because there was only 14 of those.
Yeah.
No, there was
and only
plenty,
12 complaints.
Yeah.
We put a lot of those things.
I bet.
I know Luke is like me on this, like the Toyota stuff. It doesn't do much for me anyway. But I feel like I have to comment on this because it seems like it applies at least to me. The more I see new Tacomas, the less I like them. They're getting uglier and uglier every time I see it. It's like it's just falls off the. They never really did a whole lot for me anyway, the newest ones. But now it's like I just am finding them uglier and uglier as I see them. But the Sequoia, on the other hand, I like more and more every time I see it. Yeah. It's just I don't know why, but that's what I'm noticing as I'm seeing them out and about.
The one thing I've noticed is so the first new Tacoma I saw was like Overland Expo, and it was like the SR. Like it was, I don't even know why it was there. It was so confusing.
Base model.
And and then all the press material came out, and it's the Trail Hunter and the TRD Off Road and like all this, the Pro, and I'm like, these things are sweet. I'm into it. And now everyone I see is like an SR5. And they're fine. Like, I don't dislike them, but they look a little less...
First one's available, and people had to get the newest one.
They look less dramatic than I expected, I think. So, like, when I see the pictures and when I think of the Pro, and I'm like, wow, it's this angular, crazy thing, and then I see an SR5, and I'm like, you know what? It kind of looks like... I thought originally it was such a dramatic change from the previous generation, and now I go, I can tell them apart, definitely, but at a very, like, a glance from far away, I just go, oh, Tacoma. Don't even think about it. And then it gets closer and I go, oh, it's a new one. Weird.
I had this exact thought because I was waiting at a turn.
Yeah.
I was waiting at a turn, a left turn, and new Tacoma in black, and then the generation just right before. So like a 19 through 20, whatever. Both of them went right in front of me while I was on, it was like the newest lines. Oh, anyway. It was brand new looking also, and they both went right in front of me. And I'm like, those are pretty close.
Yeah, it's weird because I thought it was such a departure at first. I'm curious to see two Forerunners together when it comes around.
I wasn't a fan of. I'm not like I don't hate the way they look. I'm not gonna get mad about it or any of that. Although if anybody wants to argue,
you'll be there.
But I'm not. I've just never felt that attracted to them.
Yeah, I think
the new
fine.
Colorado, big fan.
Yeah, I like those. I'm not gonna buy one, although I keep seeing new Land Cruisers.
Yeah, a big fan.
Real into those.
I like the way those look.
Around.
There's a good handful of them in this area already. It seems.
And the new Lexus, I really like the way that looks.
I like Lexus a little bit more, I think. But I like Land Cruiser. I saw one the other day on 35s, probably stock wheels and 35s, and I was like, "Whoa, look at that!" It's very square. I really like.
Yeah, I think they're cool. I've seen a lot of those. I hardly notice the Tacomas, and
Yeah, same thing, right?
Yeah, I guess that says something about the styling.
Which I think is so weird because when it first came out, I remember us like talking about it and being like Jesse or somebody saying, sorry, Jesse, if I'm calling you out for something you didn't say. So just, to be clear, but one of us was like, it's crazy looking or like, it's, it's wild. Like it's way too different or something. And it's like, no, it's not. It turns out once it's out in the wild, it's kind of
the little duck bill over the back window is weird to me.
Oh, it doesn't. I see it, but it doesn't really clock much for me.
Yeah, they're.
What gets me is the new, and every new truck has this. It looks really bad on new Super Duties, I feel like, but the new like duck
flat
bill front thing, which is definitely for mileage and whatever, and it's an EPA thing, and they have to do it. It's no fault of the manufacturer, but man, it looks stupid.
Yeah, it looks like
it's like 8 inches tall. Yeah. It's crazy.
I think the best looking new style setup was the Sequoia. I think those new Sequoias, the proportions are great. I didn't like that same styling on the Tundra very much.
Which is crazy.
Didn't I know, but it's not. It's the like proportions are just off for some reason.
The length and then and then the roof doesn't have the same shape because the roof is a truck cab, not the SUV like semi curvature.
I agree. I think the Sequoia looks better, but I like the Tundra as well.
And I don't hate it, but I just think of them, that's the best looking one to me.
I'm with you.
Yeah, it's weird.
All right,
so I sent in
I put it in the chat.
Oh, really? Thanks.
Hey, can you guys see that in the chat?
Yep.
Get fucked. I mean, I sent in the only good Cybertruck.
I don't know about that.
It's the only good one I've ever seen.
Explain to us this really good Cybertruck. Hold on one second before you say this.
It's still a Cybertruck.
Actually, but it's not.
I'm going to follow up with this.
It's not. That's the best part about it. It is not. It is a fully built gas motor, real. It is a chassis pre-runner with like some Cybertruck body lines.
It's a Ranger.
Yeah,
but the body is Cybertruck, therefore sucks.
Okay. I think it's a homemade Cybertruck, though.
Wait a minute.
It's a terrible look.
It's a Ford fucking Ranger.
Is the bug that Jesse shared yesterday a bug or a razor?
Is it a?
It's a razor.
It's a razor.
So then this is a best.
This is a Ranger.
This is just a terrible looking Ranger. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
It's the worst looking Ranger.
But here's how you tell. Yeah, the worst looking Ranger. And here's how you tell. If a raccoon has tried to break into the bed of it, you know that it's a Cybertruck.
Or a dumpster. But watching this guy ripping this thing, it's pretty wicked.
I guess it's oddly chopped down.
It's short,
to be an extra cab rather than...
Yeah.
I don't know,
I mean,
man.
he made the whole thing.
There's nothing.
Cool.
Yeah. This looks like 100% a fucking Whistling Diesel project is what this looks like.
It was at first.
And I just am
I thought
not
it was
on
a
board with
Grindhard
that dude
Plummet.
or what he does.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, see, I would have seen Grindhard. But no, this guy put in a ton of work. There's some really cool like videos of him building it. But I just saw it at one point. It was this, and I don't know.
It's one of those things.
But it was this that I saw that caught my attention, and I was like, holy shit.
I get that you did a ton of work, but why make it look like that?
I mean, because he got a ton of attention.
Yeah, a ton of views.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
I like it.
You could have a really cool Ranger.
Something stupid, get a lot of clicks.
You'd have a really cool Ranger, and like 80 people would think you're awesome.
We've had this conversation multiple times recently about just takes that one stupid thing that you do well.
But if we're going to hate on a car, at least I found the best version of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was the right move.
I don't want to be that guy here, but it looked so much cooler before. It was such a good Ranger before he did this.
I also agree with that.
It's not like it was a bucket of shit. Yeah. Like it was legit.
Yeah, it
the fuck Jerry livery one.
Yeah.
Well, it's the
solo cup.
It's the cup.
Yeah. Yep. It's
with like a Raptor, chopped down Raptor front on it. Yeah,
you have to scroll way back to find the old pictures of it.
Well, I mean, there's one picture of it that's early on, but then you got to scroll a ways to see it before the stupid fucking Cybertruck ruining.
I think it's pretty cool.
The look of it.
I think it's rad. I think
the
somebody
actual
took something
Cybertruck
that
is stupid, but that thing's cool.
Yep. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I just don't know why you would want to make something cool look like something terrible. You know what I mean? Like, does that not like? What?
I get it. I think that it's. I think it's funny, even though I don't like the Cybertruck, and I don't like the way this looks necessarily. I like the joke.
Yeah.
Like I was just scrolling through his thing here, and he's got like a post that says Whistling Diesel is wrong about the bumpers or something. Like, if you agree with me, comment below. And I just think, way to commit to the joke, man. Like, that's kind of funny.
So grifting off of Whistling Diesel. So this
absolutely.
guy's ideas are basically in line with Whistling Diesel. Yeah,
I
here's
think he's
a picture of a Super Duty that he has decided to make look like a Cybertruck, which also stupid.
Well,
so this guy just does stupid look at me stuff, and
people look at him.
Yep,
you know,
people definitely are looking at it.
You know what else he has? A 350Z drift car. It's orange.
And it's orange.
Yeah, I bet it sounds terrible.
I hope it does.
It's Luke's favorite color.
And there was a 54 Bel Air that was pretty sick on his Instagram too, but I don't know if that's his. I didn't click on it.
Probably not his. He doesn't have the taste for that. Judging from his other shit.
This week on the podcast, Colin hates.
Hey.
Every week.
Yeah, but that's every week.
Lukey dude, feel free to fucking call in and tell me otherwise.
Patch you in.
Yeah. I'll give you the email.
We're not live streaming this, so there's no way for you to do that, but good luck. Yeah.
Yeah, he can find us. There's a phone number. I don't know if it's connected still, but there's a phone number. Yeah, I don't know, man. I can't do it. That's a no from me, dog. All right.
Let's see what you got.
We got a Luke.
Oh, yeah, it did open. Okay, cool.
We got a Luke.
I'd love someone to comment. Hold on real quick. Oh, yeah, this is good. I want someone to comment on our video or anything you're watching or listening to this on, if this is horrible or fun,
Yeah.
because it's a lot of fun for us. So
I don't have his in the chat.
oh my God, Mike.
It's a you problem.
It straight up kicked me out. I went to the chat and now it's back to the start page.
Yep, it's a you problem.
I believe that.
228 miles per hour.
So Chuckles Garage.
What generation Hilux is this?
What's that?
Oh, that's neat.
What generation Hilux is this?
It's a 8th gen Hilux.
All right, we're coming in.
So Chuckles Garage, who is a shop in Southern California, they are kind of known for building some cool SEMA builds. They've done some Safari 911 builds and stuff. They turned their shop truck into a land speed racer. They've also done some like Pikes Peak stuff.
The Smoky
Old Smoky.
Smoky F1
rolled old Smoky off the mountain last year.
Yep.
That's why they built a new one.
It's a 1300 horsepower 2JZ, and they have broken the class record at 220 miles an hour.
Mike.
I think it is awesome.
Yeah, it's
and they did it up in the old like Iron Man Baja livery.
Yep. Yeah, the orange tones.
Yeah. Side stripes. It
looks like it muted.
It's pretty sweet.
From where I'm sitting. Sorry, Luke. Mike threw his phone on the ground because he couldn't get it to mute, and it looks like it's muted.
Great.
Which is funny. Yeah, I saw it at SEMA, I think last year. It was the Pit and Paddock booth.
Okay.
Oh, that truck was there?
Yeah. It definitely, it wasn't done, if I remember right, but a beautiful 2JZ with billet everything and all the cool stuff. Like, always a crowd pleaser. Very cool.
It's pretty sweet. It's not really. I mean, I guess Salt Flat Racing's off road, so it's kind of off roady.
That's true. Yeah,
it is off road.
I thought it'd be cool to share.
Yeah, it's a good one. That the F1 that he had, the Ford F1, that was on a couple of Hoonigan episodes, and that thing was insane.
Yeah, that was a Hot Rod magazine.
Yep.
Cover truck.
Yes.
Yep. At one point, yeah.
It was all over the place. So that dude Scott knows how to build some trucks.
And his builds are always real, usable. Actually, he actually races them or whatever. It's not just a SEMA build that like he rolls into the shop or rolls into the booth.
He had real aero on Old Smoky. Functional.
He refers to it as a Hilux.
He does.
Where'd he get it?
This is a problem.
Where'd he get it?
This is a problem.
I did hear him on the import it? Call it a Hilux, and I was like, it's not. Oh.
That's a Toyota pickup, buddy.
Did he import it?
No, it's not that old. It's the first, or no, so it would be that's a first gen, or no, that's second gen, right?
It is a third gen Toyota pickup.
That's third.
Third gen Toyota.
Boy, I'm bad at this.
Not a Tacoma.
Same as.
Well, what do they call that?
So it's the last one before
Tacoma.
They did the Tacoma that like Jesse had and like Colin had, because those were first gen Tacomas.
Yep.
Right.
So so it's the 2-wheel drive one, which have a distinct different look.
So what do they call that in Japan now?
It doesn't matter what they call it in Japan because
it only does if he imported it. That would be the only way that I would.
It's like their old landscaping truck that they turned into a shop truck.
Like, in that case, then
left-hand drive. That sucker's a pickup.
Yep, that's a pickup. Yeah,
it is a 5th generation pickup.
Yeah,
which is I always forget they go back further.
Yeah,
so they have like the stout.
Yeah, everything keeps saying Hilux. It's not.
I'm so glad that we started this.
Man.
That's stolen valor. That's pickup truck stolen valor.
I mean, you're not wrong. Because
I'm gonna stand by it.
A Hilux is a Hilux.
Yeah,
a pickup truck is a pickup truck.
Yep.
So
I'm just imagining Jesse driving his truck, just yelling, maybe beating on the steering wheel.
Oh, yeah.
Just because two people are wrong doesn't make a thing right.
That's right.
It is cool though. I like it. It's super low, which that's one of the things that like a lot of people not like as into the car world or in general, like vehicle modification world as say we are, or maybe our listeners, who knows,
both of them
don't like necessarily understand how low race cars are.
Oh yeah.
Like race cars are crazy low.
Yeah.
Like that low car that you see like driving around in the streets half the time isn't quite as low as some of these race cars out here. And this thing is equally, I would guess that this thing's lower than my Audi is. Like this thing looks super low.
Well, especially he was talking about on another show about like some of the class rules, and it has to be like the body has to retain most like stock elements. So it has like an extra like air dam spoiler on it. But like it still has headlights and a grill and marker lights and all that stuff. So all they can really do to get around a bunch of that for like aerodynamics is to just lay it on the ground.
Yeah, lay it on the ground, cover the bed.
Yeah.
It's pretty much what they did.
Yeah.
And put salt discs on it.
Put some salt discs on it, yeah. Can't be having that air getting caught up in the wheels.
Yeah. I love that. Every time you see that, I'm like, that's neat.
Yeah, it's a very cool setup. That's a good share, Luke.
Yeah.
Right.
Into that.
Cool.
That's cool.
Cool.
Okay. Great.
I'm surprised it's not orange.
There's orange.
There is orange on it.
Yeah, there is orange on it. But speaking
I only saw it in
of
passing because I
orange,
threw my phone.
Are we going to go straight to that?
Oh.
You don't have anything?
No.
Orange, you glad that... Oh, sorry.
Then yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of orange.
Sean sent us a link.
I did.
Earlier today.
Well, because I don't mean to
because
interrupt
Luke
you.
was here, so
no,
Frontier.
It's because we are the leading source of mid-size truck
info
news.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
Today.
that's fair.
We are. We may not be ahead of the curve, but we're in the curve
But
somewhere.
we're on it.
We're curving.
We're at least on it.
Yeah. So Nissan just did a facelift, a refresh on the Frontier for 2025. Yeah, mid-cycle refresh. What do we MCRF? Is that what we call that?
Why would you?
Why would there
be an
I don't know how to
That's
say
just with the like.
Refresh is one word, Sean.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought threw an F in there just for fun. Refresh.
It's
a little apostrophe in the middle there.
The silent F at the end.
Dash. A dash. Apostrophe dash. Same.
Dash.
Not the same thing at all, but
wow. Refresh is 2 words, everybody.
All right, let's back up a little bit.
My truck is blue.
All right, perfect.
This week on the podcast, we find a new thing to make fun of Sean for.
Ooh, everybody loves that.
I haven't read this because I don't do that.
Read?
Yeah.
Okay.
So tell me all about this new refresh with the capital F.
Different wheels that are kind of weird looking.
I like the wheels.
You like them?
I do.
I feel like they're a little weird, but
they are
right,
weird. But I do like them.
To each your own, I guess. So they updated the front, basically the front fascia, so it looks a little bit different.
Yeah, it kind of raised and like narrowed the grill a little bit.
They removed the badging that says Frontier on the front of the hood, and apparently just put it on the dash instead.
I didn't
because that looks terrible.
Well,
that is one of the worst parts about the whole thing.
They're not out of them, so they have to put them somewhere.
Yeah, just move that to the dash under the.
Oh,
TV
I do like
screen
those wheels
that's on there.
They're interesting.
They are interesting, and oh no, is there a picture of the other side of it, or is it only driver's side? Oh my god! Oh no, there's okay. Let me zoom in. If they're not directional, I'm gonna.
Geez.
They're not.
Of course, they're not.
Not directional, so I am out, fully out on these wheels. If you're gonna have wheels that have that shape, that directional shape, they have to be left and right. You cannot have them going backwards on one side and forwards on the other.
I don't know. You only see one side of the truck at a time.
Yeah, and that one side looks like shit because the wheels are going the wrong fucking way.
No, I don't disagree with this. This
was I hate that I agree. That's a great comment.
Directional wheels are directional for a reason.
This is the thing. So when we were in Alaska, my dad bought a set of wheels, and like 2 of them were available, and the other 2 weren't available yet. And so the guys are like, well, you just want us to put them on the back, and like, because they'd already swapped the tires over and they just couldn't find it and yada yada. My dad's like, no, you put them both on the driver's side.
Yeah, it's got to look the same from side to side.
So he's like, I want to walk up and see my new wheels, and then when you get the other ones, like we'll put them on the other side for the other people.
Yeah, the only time it's okay to have a mismatch front to back is drift cars.
Yeah,
when you're on your second or third or whatever set in the back, that's fine.
Yeah.
Otherwise, side has to match.
Yeah,
that's fair.
That's hot rodders rules. You lose a hubcap, you take the hubcap off the other side or the other, either the front or the back on that same side because it's got to match side to side.
Yep. No, I'm with you.
Them's the rules.
I'm with you there.
I mean, yeah, there's really not much to say about it other than it's orange.
Didn't they increase the towing capacity?
It's got a dumb
badge
say
something about that, which
in there.
Sure. The
company says that they're now up to 7,150 pounds on the SV grade 2-wheel drive King cab. And then for the crew cab short wheelbase Pro 4X, they are at 6,680, which is versus their 2024 model, which was 6,170. So about 600-ish.
Yeah, everything
better.
Every trim level got about a 500 to 600 pound bump on.
Yeah.
Which is probably zero modification to anything. They just realized that nothing was breaking at the one they were at. And they're like, you know what? It's probably all right to give them a couple hundred more pounds.
It has a nice new big touch screen inside. It looks better. The last one of these I saw in person, I laughed at the tiny little radio that was in it. So this is a nice upgrade, except for the Frontier badge underneath it. But
Yep. We've got this blank space. What do we do with it? Let's put a badge on it.
Yeah. Let's remind people why they're here.
Yeah. And it'll be the
Not
same color as
Shoot, what are we driving?
The truck.
What are we driving?
I wonder if it's the same color as the truck or if it's like it's Jeep status and it's one color. It's only that red.
You get the
color.
bright red interior. Yeah.
Ooh.
My Taos
this
that
is
way.
orange.
Nissan,
like the badge itself is orange.
When they
and
used to do that stuff
inside.
with the Juke, it was like color matched. So
yeah, it's definitely color matched because the stitching is the same color as well. So it's potentially that's a Pro 4X thing,
that's a
or the Pro X in general because they've got a 2-wheel drive that's the Pro X.
How?
So that could be
what do you
with like the SV. It might not be color matched. It might
probably
just
just
silver
black.
or whatever.
Probably piano.
What's
black
the 2-wheel drive? Like, what's the whole
silver.
point of that?
Rental fleets.
Yeah,
it's the same reason that the pre-runner exists.
Yeah, there's the pre-runner Tacomas too. They
I mean,
all
I'm
it.
sure they sell them in other
probably.
reasons, but,
it may have a rear locker
because
it's the Pro X.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it's 2-wheel drive, but has a locker.
It's weird, but it exists.
A little weird, but California people love stuff like that. I still remember back at my old job, we hired a California kid, and he moved up, and he had a Tacoma. And like I never thought anything of it, never looked at it really because it was just like, oh, look, there's another Tacoma kid, whatever.
Was it gray, just like all the rest?
No,
silver.
I think it was green.
Oh,
it was the dark green,
well,
so it was like, at least it was a decent color.
Yeah.
And then first time it snows, he couldn't even get out of the parking lot. And it's a flat parking lot, and I was just like, what's going on here? I was like, put it in 4-wheel drive. He's like, he rolls the window down and he's like, I can't. It's 2-wheel drive. And I was like,
what?
What are you doing up here with a 2-wheel drive truck? And he's like, I'm from California. I said,
I don't believe in ice.
That makes sense. It's all coming together now.
Yeah. I remember when the first Gen Xterras, when the first time I saw a 2-wheel drive one, everybody like in the shop, we were all blown away that it existed.
Lost your mind.
We didn't even know they made them in 2-wheel drive.
Yeah. And you were the shop that worked on them. You specifically,
I didn't know they made this.
That's funny.
They were only ordered on accident in Central Oregon.
Yeah.
They just migrated here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fine looking Frontier. The Frontier is almost there.
It's
always.
It's one of those things where it's like
it needs like one good PR bump and it'll be fine.
It's there.
To me, it's the most sensible buy for a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it probably is the cheapest option out of all of the availables.
I don't disagree.
The front end, there's some bits of the new Colorado. They really tried to. It's like they kind of tried to meld some of the looks from the other trucks because their truck has always looked a little bit different,
right?
So they kind of tried to meld it a bit to look a little their own. Like the bed fenders kind of are like a toned down TRX bed.
A little bit.
And then, like I said, the front's got a little bit of the new Colorado. The side is still very, like, the side of the cab is still very Nissan, just kind of, they just kind of have a certain shape to them that they've always looked like, at least to me.
Yeah.
Luke needs to get on TikTok and start making these things popular. That's all I'm saying. It's
always
been so freaking close. Yeah, but that's not going to stop you from internet fame. Everybody lies.
This new updated interior is a lot like my Colorado's interior,
which is
like
only
the dash anyway,
like
which
5
is
years.
The last generation. So,
yeah.
But like, there's a lot of similarities. It's very like it's got a bigger screen, but outside of that, like I don't know. It's a perfectly fine truck.
Yeah.
I think I would, if I were in the market for a truck and didn't want a Colorado, I think that I might lean that after the Ranger and before the Tacoma.
Yeah, I would. But I'm
not a Tacoma man.
I might even put it ahead of the Ranger. I think the Ranger.
I still like the Rangers too much, I think.
I saw Ranger
I like
Raptor
them, but I think
a couple days ago.
I shouldn't, but I do.
It's ugly. I don't like it.
I like them.
What about it is ugly for you, Luke? Let's break this down.
I think I just don't like the new Ranger. I think.
Okay.
I don't know what it is about it, but it seems like such a departure from the rest of Ford's styling. Like, the kind of squarish body style of the like F-150, the like Tremor and the Bronco and all of that. I don't think the Ranger carries that very well. And then you put big bulbous flares and stuff on it. I think in pictures it looks cool, and then I saw one driving down the highway a couple days ago and thought, oh, that's kind of unsightly.
I will say, I think maybe to your point a little bit, it is a little bit like the Tacoma for me, where I see it and it's not as exaggerated as I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've seen the Raptor a couple of times and I go, huh, okay. It's not so like dramatic. Like the Bronco Raptor is this dramatic thing when you see it, and regular F-150 Raptors are too. Yeah. They're pretty wide. These are fine.
Well, and even Tremor,
like
I think Tremor's maybe in many ways a better looking truck than
I agree.
Raptor, but
I was going to say the Tremor line across the board for Ford trucks is my favorite. They're not that much more extreme looking. They're all a little bit better off road. They've got a very like dialed in little bit of orange in a couple of spots. They have very well.
I don't understand that as a contrast
that's why
color.
Luke likes it is because it's got
orange on.
Yeah,
great. It's got some orange. It's got nice seats, a limited slip, and orange accents. It's dialed in.
I don't like Fords.
So it's got a locker.
So does your truck.
I know, but it's got
the same thing. It just got different stuff.
I look it up, but I think that it's got a locker in the rear and a limited slip in the front.
Oh, you might be right. I don't know.
I know they have a traction adder in the front. They have something in the front.
I just think the styling's better. I think
for the
Raptor's
thing.
a better off-roader or whatever, but
and it's a better looking truck.
I think
and you can get it with a 700 horsepower V8.
Yeah, so
it's a cooler
money bags.
I understand.
Money bags.
To play off of Luke's complaint of how the Ranger, it looks different from their other trucks. For me, I think that it's because, one, they stopped making the Ranger for us here, but they continued it overseas. And that when they brought the Ranger back here, it basically looks like the Rangers that they continued to make overseas.
It's a global platform
and they
now.
have those Rangers had that different look. There's a certain Aussie Ute truck that they have that look for. And you say they don't look good. I'm a fan of it. I like the way that those look.
I think they look fine. I think that I would prefer the styling in my driveway over the new Tacoma. But I don't know. I would probably waffle back and forth and probably drive that or the Frontier a couple times and go back and forth and find the best deal and probably be happy with either.
I'd still have a Gladiator.
Or buy a second-gen Colorado.
I think Gladiator is a better option.
I'm just saying if we had to pick between the two.
Okay.
But fine. I would ZR2
if I had to pick between
in a heartbeat.
I'd go ZR2.
Yeah, I'd ZR2 again in a heartbeat. I have already had a ZR2 and I liked it. It was great.
Oh my God.
It was a great truck.
So,
sorry, man. Second gen ZR2s are
that's the best.
those are the ones.
I just have to say that if we're going top trim,
okay,
Ranger Raptor for sure. It just wins with those
Well,
with that group, right?
It's
ZR2
but
Bison.
that's an unfair.
I'm just saying. But if
it's a
we
bit of an
hold
unfair
on.
comparison.
But if
okay.
we had to go mid trim, so whatever Lariat or Tremor versus TRD off road or Pro 4X, I think I'd go TRD off road.
But see, there's actually a really good comparison video between the Raptor and the ZR2 Bison. And I don't remember who it was, but it was
still completely unfair.
Well, but it
one
wasn't.
is for going fast.
It wasn't.
One is for
yeah, but
the ZR2 won.
Kind of for like
the Bison won. Everybody liked it better, and it was like
everybody.
Well, in the group, everybody in the there's 3 people.
It's gotta be the driving line people, isn't it? It must be.
No,
this has them written all over it.
Son, those guys.
It has.
No, I think they were the Canadian guys. The 2.
Throttle House?
Oh, yeah, I think it was Throttle House.
Interesting.
I'm not 100% sure though.
How'd they feel about solid axle versus IFS?
Well, solid axle obviously rides IFS, better.
So.
If I remember correctly, there was a Gladiator there as well, the Mojave that was involved.
Boring.
And it did not win.
Imagine that, a slow truck that has suspension parts. Cool.
ZR2 was the top of the heap.
I just need to really quick credit Mike because he's almost right.
Oh, right.
You can get a limited slip in the Tremor, and it's a little taller. Otherwise, orange accents, interior package.
The shocks are like, they say they're tuned for off-road, and it's the exact same part number as the other ones.
It's all the FX4.
There's a lot of
different. It's like
I looked at a bunch of stuff.
Uprated FX4 is basically if you look barely.
If you look at it from Ford's perspective, like they just upmarket the FX4, and there they are. They don't even have to add another vehicle.
Yeah. That's because the FX4 is probably sold like people that were just like, they're not actually looking for that truck.
It just happens to be optioned
that's
that
what's
way.
on the lot. And it's like, well, the FX4 is only $5,000 more, and we can give it to you now. It's got less miles, and people will probably buy it.
That undercoating comes from the factory. There's nothing I can do about it.
So
we're gonna Scotch guard your seats on the way out. Yeah.
So, but sorry to bring it back to that article, because it's we're loosely associated to the article but we're not going to mention where it's from.
Okay.
The dude that wrote it.
You mean our ZR2 or our?
Our ZR2. He seems very familiar to me, and I can't figure out. Did he not used to work there and works there now?
Yeah, we can talk about it off air.
Okay.
He's somebody that you will know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I do know who it is. Okay. Yeah. That's funny. He looked familiar, and the name sounded super familiar.
You probably
I think I know what's going on here.
He's an icon of the industry.
Yes, that's what I was going to say, Luke, is I think that I met him.
You have probably met him in the California desert.
Yes, I think so. Interesting. So, okay.
Yeah.
Small world, man.
Small world. It's a small world.
Couldn't get smaller.
So that's it on the Frontier.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't that big a deal, other than it was orange. So
yeah. It's
Luke.
Just, the Frontier.
They are trying really hard to get you to buy it, Luke. They are trying to get you back into a Frontier. So
they've been watching your TikTok algorithm.
He knows. He's a Jeep guy now, guys. Come on.
He's always been a Jeep guy. He just had a Frontier for a little while. No, that's what he has to tell people.
I'm a Miata.
No.
Also.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if there's anything that Luke is, he's an orange car guy.
Yeah.
My Miata's white.
Well,
yeah, but you
not in the sunlight.
What color's the MG?
Orange.
Okay. What color's the Datsun?
Orange.
Oh, okay. What color was the Wrangler?
Yellow.
Those are yellow.
Same color as your headphones.
I would have never known that color was called Dozer Yellow if I didn't have Luke in my life.
Yellow.
Campfire talks have taught us one thing.
Oh my God.
It's that Jeep can't figure out colors.
No,
not that one. Anyway.
It's Kubota orange, if anything.
It's the same color as a school bus. What color is a school bus, Mike?
It's not the same color as a school bus.
Not the same color as a school bus.
No.
I want to see one parked next to a school bus.
I have parked next to a school bus. It's the same color.
Are you actually
Pixar? It didn't happen.
colorblind? Do you have like a pair of glasses you could put on that would make you see how orange
He thinks that my truck is blue too.
No.
Oh,
okay. So his.
We've been making fun of Luke this whole time, and he has a disability.
His is oranges. So Luke's is oranges. Those are his are his color issue, orange and yellow, and Sean is gray and blue.
Color blindness doesn't key out. It's a rod
certain colors
thing.
Maybe for you guys it does.
It does.
Maybe it's not color blindness. Maybe it's got a different name.
Did Sean catch it from Luke, or did Luke catch it from Sean?
There's a
it's in the air.
There's a thread on WranglerForum.com about the 2012 Dozer yellow color. Is it orange or yellow?
Ooh, wow.
The first
How big is the thread? How many pages? First off, how many pages is it?
64 replies, 40,000 views.
Okay.
The first reply is, it is orange/yellow. It looks like mac and cheese.
Maybe I just really like mac and cheese.
That's pretty good. I think mac and cheese is a little light compared to.
Well, you can make mac and cheese whatever color you want. I mean.
Oh, really?
Yeah, have you
Especially
ever made
colorblind
mac and cheese?
And you just
before?
fucking make them up.
Yes, I've made mac and cheese before, Luke.
I hope so.
You raised 2 children and never
have I once made mac and cheese. Not for myself, not for them.
Man, I'd actually be impressed. Really,
that would be impressive if you got through that kind of life without doing
without
that.
any mac and cheese.
What's a hot dog? I don't know.
Yeah, well. Any other good ones?
Another good one. This looks more like Cheetos than mac and cheese.
There we go. See, it is Cheeto. It is totally Cheeto.
Oh,
and
I see it.
I'm just gonna pass this one around. Somebody's response is just a pumpkin.
Yeah.
It's just a picture of a pumpkin.
There's a whole color called pumpkin.
Yeah, well,
it's a different color.
It's probably not pumpkin colored is the thing. That's what we're deciphering here is the fact that they call it one thing, but that is not what they should have called it.
What color is a Caterpillar tractor?
You know what? Interesting thing.
That is yellow, but it is not that color. A Caterpillar yellow is different than that.
This is an interesting point someone has.
Caterpillar. Dozer D8 cat.
No.
Luke, listen to this. Uphill Bill says, it's Case Orange, not Cat Yellow. Fiat owns Case Construction.
Oh,
so
interesting.
So other companies make bulldozers? Like a whole bunch of other companies that aren't Cat make bulldozers?
It is not Case Orange.